Welcome to Midlife Matters. I'm Marie, and each week I'm joined by my friends Julie and Mindy to talk about all the topics keeping women in the middle years up at night. Today we're talking about our summer to-do lists. Join us as we share what we plan to read, cook, wear, and much more. Let's get started. Listeners, today we're talking about our summer to-do lists. While we think of summer as a lazy, go-with-the-flow time, it can actually be very busy for people with kids at home, or those that work full-time, or even those that just strive to fit in all the summer fun, like traveling, gardening, theme parks, visiting relatives. So it can be really busy. So sometimes taking a look at your summer before it gets in high gear can be helpful. So today we want you to join us as we share what we plan to read, cook, what we plan to wear, where we might be going, and so much more. I am anxious to hear your summer to-do list.
Yes.
Well, and I think in midlife, and I'm more into that than you guys are, but there's not that usual transition for me from one schedule to another. Not really.
Yes.
It's not dictated by other people anyway. So I see summer, but I still see summer as like this magical window of opportunity to do all this great stuff. Really like no other season. Like summer's my favorite. But for me, it's more like a reset or a shift in my mindset, I guess, for summer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's
yeah.
probably true for a lot of people.
Yeah. So I do like to make plans because at the end of the summer, it's like, oh, I don't want to regret, how I spent my time. Even if and it's not about productivity, it's more like savoring summer for me.
I have a hard time when summer hits. I'm like, oh, I don't know. We have one last summer before our last school year for Nathaniel. And we're still going to have college kids coming back
Yeah.
and forth. So I know Marie's still in that too. And so it's just so different. But there's something about even when Jacob came home at the beginning of May that you look ahead and you're like, it's a long time until August. And it's like, I'm excited. And also, what are we going to do? But miraculously and awesomely, the days fill up. I'm just such a routine person. I really have a hard time letting it go. But once I learn to let it go, then I'm totally fine.
Yeah, there's always an adjustment.
It's
A
an
couple-
adjustment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm watching all the moms in the neighborhood right now. And I mean, they've got a lot of people home, and they've got me going to the pool and going to camps and entertaining people. And summer is its own beast in that stage of life, different from the stage of life it's in now. But we do always want to optimize and make the most of summer. And we want to do the most we can with our time. And so I'm excited to see what you guys are going to be doing this summer. So on our summer to-do list, I don't know why, but the first thing I think about in the summer is reading. It's not like I don't read other times of the year. And I don't even think I actually read more in the summer. I probably actually read less in the summer because you're not like indoors as much.
Right.
But I just think about lazy summer days, picturing myself in a hammock, which I do not even own, reading a book, or by the beach, which I'm not even going, reading a book. I don't know why those visions still come to my mind, even though they don't even apply to me.
It sounds so magical. I have never read a book at the beach, ever. Maybe one day I will, but it sounds lovely.
All right. Well, do you guys have anything on your to-be read list?
Well, I really don't, except mornings have become my favorite time on my porch. I moved a little table out there. I put a tablecloth on it. I've added a little lamp, and I just can't wait to get out there in the mornings. And this summer, I'm not doing a Bible study. Through the school year, I'm usually in a Bible study, and I'm not this year. So I am just my goal is to read just the Bible. My plan is to read through the Gospels. No study, no commentary. I really just want to like hear from God and know him better without anyone's else's voice in my head. Like when you do a Bible study, you feel like they're telling you what God is saying to you. And I just want to do that. And I think I'm going to journal with it too. But yeah, I read all year long, and maybe in the summer, I wanna read different things. Like, one thing I think I would enjoy reading this summer is going back and reading Anne of Green Gables. Just a fun, light summer
Mhm.
book, you know?
Mhm.
I read a lot of
Yeah.
serious stuff during the year, so I think I'm gonna lighten it up and do something fun like that.
Yeah, I think that would be
Wow.
good. Yeah.
I definitely have to go right after Julie because my answers are exact opposite of what you just said, and I think it's so funny because literally the first book that I listed was a Bible study that I just joined, and we're going through the book of Ruth, and it's a Bible study
Mm.
by Kelly Mentor, I'm sorry. And I typically love doing my own Bible study. I don't actually enjoy doing Bible studies that other people have written because I don't like people telling me what to do. And I love being in charge of my own time and reading books that I feel led to read. And it is a different type of discipline to be able to do a study when I'm used to doing my own
Mhm.
thing. And so having to submit to someone else's words and making it meaningful, finding a way to have meaning in that, it's been a surrender and a challenge that is different. And so I'm really enjoying it though, because I haven't done a Bible study for a while. And I'm loving the women that I'm with, and I'm loving the time, the community, and being able to kind of practice that discipline of studying the word in a different way. And so then on the flip side of that, it's not a Bible study, but a new book came out and it's a part of the Hunger Games series. And years ago, when the Hunger Games series came out, I read these with my kids, like we watched the movies. And so this new book came out and it's supposed to be like going back in time before like Katniss and all that. And so it's called Sunrise on the Reaping. But Abby already read it. She said it was amazing, just well written and all that, and so that's a fun read, but that's something else that's on my to-do list to read.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking about things that I want to read this summer. And so I went ahead and looked at my hold list on my Libby app, and I'm always keeping a hold list. And so I don't know if any of these are good, but they are on my hold list, and I am excited about it. And when they finally come in, I will try them out. So the first book that I feel like is just the very definition of it, a summer read, it's called The Martha's Vineyard Beach and Book Club. And that is
Oh.
Says
on
it
my
all.
list. Yes. And it's by the author of The Lilac Girls, which is a World War II novel. And I really did like The Lilac
Mm.
Girls. It's pretty graphic, but I think very true of what happened. But anyways, this book, I keep trying to call it the Martha Stewart's.
Martha Stewart.
The Martha's Vineyard Beach and Book Club. It says this is a national bestseller. Two sisters living on Martha's Vineyard during World War II find hope in the power of storytelling when they start a wartime book club for women in this spectacular novel inspired by true events. So I feel like that sounds like a good summer read.
Mhm.
And right on the
Yeah.
picture, they are on the beach reading books. Just my fantasy.
Wow.
Perfect.
Wow, it's like Fantasyland.
Yes, yes. Okay, another book that is on my to be read list when it comes up is called The Daughters of Rome series. And many people may have heard of Kate Quinn. Julie, you may have read like the
Oh, yeah.
Alice Network and the
Mhm.
Rose Code.
Yeah. I love the Rose Code.
Yeah, that was great.
So this is, I saw someone recommend this, the Daughters of Rome series. It's 3 or 4, I can't remember what, but it says that this is a fast-paced historical novel about two women with the power to sway an empire. And it's set in 69 AD. The Roman Empire is up for the taking and everything will change,
Ooh.
especially the lives of two sisters with a very personal stake in the outcome. And we just visited Rome after Christmas. And I can honestly say I was never really that interested in Roman history. But having gone on the tours and listened to the Rick Steves walking tours of so many
Yeah.
things around Rome, I actually put this on my to-be read list because I want to read a novel set in that time period and learn more. So that is on my list. Another one is called The Bright Years. This is such a Marie book. One family, 4 generations, a secret son, a devastating addiction. A Texas family is met with losses and surprises of inheritance, but they're unable to shake the pullback toward each other in this big-hearted family saga, perfect for readers of Mary Beth Keane and Claire Lombardo. I've never read any of Mary Beth Keane, but I do like Claire Lombardo. So, of course, I had to put this on my list, and then I went and put a couple books by Mary Beth Keane on hold. Even though I don't know her, you never know. So I guess what that leads me to is, if you don't know what to read, I know I've recommended this before, but I'll recommend it again. There's a group on Facebook called What Should I Read Next? And you can join it. It has almost 125,000 members. So they are always posting about books, and people, like, I got that Daughters of Rome series because somebody said, what's a good historical series I could read? And this was one that I hadn't read that someone mentioned, but I wouldn't just know to look for it. So I like getting a lot of suggestions from this What Should I Read Next? So that is something, if you're looking for things, it's a very easy group to join, and it's given me a lot of things to put on my Libby app on hold. Now, I don't know if any of these are going to be good, but I'm waiting for them to come in.
Oh, those are great suggestions, though.
Yeah, I like I might want to try the Rome book.
Yes. Oh, me too. I wrote that down. I'm ready.
Now, I have absolutely zero in this category. I'm going to leave this completely up to Julie and Mindy. And I have a feeling it's all going to fall on Julie. All right. To be cooked.
I'm sorry, Mindy.
She's not wrong.
No. What are we cooking this summer, ladies?
Maybe I should go first and set the bar so low that Julie comes in and saves us.
Do it,
okay.
Mine's really not that high.
Oh my gosh. We have the utmost of expectations for you, Julie. All right. You're going to just love my list. These are definitely our go-tos over the summer. One of them is tuna salad. Literally tuna salad.
Is that just tuna fish?
It's tuna fish
Yes.
Are you just
relish,
giving it like a Target
relish.
name? Like, instead of calling it Target, you're calling it Target. Instead of tuna fish, you're calling it tuna salad.
Tuna salad, because it's got mayo in it.
Yeah.
The whole salad.
And relish.
Hello.
Okay. I get where you're going, Mindy.
Okay. My mom called it tuna salad. Therefore, I call it tuna salad.
Okay.
And so I actually love making this, and we have been making this for probably a month now straight. And as soon as it's gone, like, I'm making it again because it's something that I make a big batch of it. And it is literally just, can of tuna, mayo, relish. You can put onion in it if you want. But we get, whatever bread you like. And this is kind of a go-to either quick snack or meal because it's light enough, but it also it's filling. It just feels good in the summer. It's cold out of the fridge, so we do love it. And we more gravitate towards tuna salad than we would like chicken salad. I'm not sure why. That's just kind of the way we are. All right, so there you go. Starting the bar low here. Just something quick fix there. I'm making a lot of oatmeal chocolate chip cookies, like from the mix. It's literally just, I buy the oatmeal package, and it's one stick of butter, 1 egg, a tablespoon of water, and then I add chocolate chips. And I'm making these a lot because this is what my boys want.
I was going to say your boys could probably eat more than a dozen a day.
Yes, they love it. And so it's just super easy. And again, I just make it from the pack. You can definitely do your steel cut oats and do the whole, homemade situation, but this is summer, Mindy. So I'm giving you the packet idea. And we can share the link for the packet that I use because I can't remember the name right now. And then 2 other things that we're doing, making our own burrito bowls. So like making rice, whatever kind of rice you want. You can make a lean meat, like a lean ground beef, or you can do like a shredded chicken. Beans, I love black beans, guacamole, some pico, some sort of cheese. We love making our own burrito bowls. And so then the last thing that we're doing is the shredded barbecue chicken. So I mentioned this I'm a fan for the marinade that we like, the Hawaiian barbecue marinade. And then I just cook the chicken in the crock pot in the marinade and then shred it, after you get it out of the water, and then add whatever barbecue sauce. So then I toast our hamburger buns, add some sweet pickles, and you're good to go.
Yum.
I like those ideas, Mindy. And I think the key with kids home is that all of those things could be prepared. Like all those ingredients can already be in the refrigerator. So if someone is working until 7, they can come home and make their own burrito bowl. Or
Yes.
someone else wants to eat at 4:30 before they go to work. Like all of that stuff is just very easily accessible. And I think if you have a watermelon cut up, it's a complete meal.
Yes.
Well, and I like to be able to
It's true.
prepare something that can be eaten anytime. It's not like everybody has to be right there when it's ready or it's not good. It's
Yeah. Because that's kind of our house right now.
yeah.
Mhm.
But we want some proteins that we can go to, and you can do different things with them. You could put the meat and some eggs. You could add lettuce, make a salad. I mean, you could make a burrito. There's
Mhm.
just a lot of different options with it. So for us, that's what works the best.
Yeah, I like it.
Well, for me, the BLT is the quintessential summer sandwich. And I had one last night with the tomato grown in my little garden.
That's
Seems like
awesome.
maybe 6 weeks ago, I bought a tomato plant potted from Costco. And there's probably about 10 tomatoes on it. And I
Are
had
you
2 ripe ones.
serious?
Yes. And it's just in
Wow.
this little pot. So I've already had to stake it because it's grown
What?
so big. Yeah. So, I cut the tomato, it was beautiful, and I I served it on my sourdough bread, so it was sourdough bread, little
Oh,
organic mayo, lettuce, my tomato, and bacon. Oh my goodness, it was so good. The sourdough bread really
Elevates
bumps it
it.
up a notch, yeah,
Yeah.
uh-huh.
yeah.
It's been elevating my tuna fish this summer.
I know, it elevates everything, it's amazing.
I need to make sourdough bread. All right. All right. I'll talk to you later about that.
Well, and then I found this recipe. I'm looking for good tomato recipes because I'm so optimistic that this plant is gonna
Yeah.
thrive all summer.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it was a tomato toast, which I've made before. So you use sourdough as the base and you can grill it. I just do it in the skillet. But you make an aioli with, mayo and paprika and garlic and honey. And then you put some cheese and your tomatoes and toast it in the skillet. Amazing. Yes.
That sounds really good.
It's really good and really super easy once you get the little aioli made.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Um, I'm already on my second watermelon, and that's always says summer to me. And I found a new way to cut a watermelon. I don't know about you, but I always look that up every year, and everybody's very opinionated on how you cut your watermelon. Like spears, triangles, balls, squares, whatever. So I just think it's kind of fascinating to watch people cut up fruit. And so I'd never seen this. You cut off both ends and set it on a cutting board on the end, and then you cut the rind off. So you're left with this red ball, which
Wow.
I think was better because I tend to waste a lot. I think you waste a lot more when you're just trying to scoop it out or whatever. And I don't like to put it in the fridge with the rind on and then have to deal with the
Mm-hmm.
slices. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it just fits in your fridge better. So I'm having a watermelon constantly cut up, in the fridge. And I said I wasn't going to buy fresh fruit anymore because it was too expensive. But in the summer, I've gone back to fresh. So I have grapes and blackberries and strawberries always cut up, ready to eat. So, and then the last thing that I'm doing is I'm enjoying iced coffee again.
Oh, that sounds good in summary.
Yeah, I use the Trader Joe's cold brew concentrate, which I didn't realize you could make it hot. It just means it was brewed cold, so it's really smooth and not bitter, and it has less acid. You could pour it directly over ice, or you could dilute it with milk or water. And it was only $8.99 for 32 ounces, so you get a lot of drinks out of that because it's concentrated. And it's really fun to make an affogato, which if you know what that is, it's like espresso or coffee poured over a scoop of vanilla ice cream. So this way the coffee's already made. It is so good.
Sounds really good.
I usually do that at night with decaf, but this might have to become a daytime thing.
Wow.
Yes. All right.
It's really good.
You said you weren't going to be aspirational, Julie, and now you're throwing out terms like affogato.
I know. I know. I was already elevated with the aioli.
Those are inspiring. And really, I mean, a lot of them don't sound too difficult. It's just
No.
knowing the ingredients and
They're not.
doing a little bit of planning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I have to add something because I totally forgot one of the main ingredients for my tuna salad
Okay.
is I boil eggs and
Oh.
I cut up boiled eggs in there so that, the protein increases.
Yeah, that's really high
So there's a
protein.
lot more substance to it.
Mhm.
Anyways, can't believe I forgot. It's got like 4 ingredients and I forgot one.
The major one.
Dude. Yes, it is.
All right. I also do not have anything on this list, but I definitely want to hear what you guys are trying. All right. What are you trying this summer? It doesn't
Okay,
have to be
Marie.
a thing. It could be an attitude too.
Well, this is a place
you
I
don't-
want to try.
But
And
you don't have anything.
Oh,
Well, I know, but I'm
was like,
interested in
you
what
can
you're going to do.
It could be an attitude, but I'm not answering.
but I don't have one.
Maybe you'll spark my idea. Maybe you'll spark an idea for me.
Oh, to be the host of Midlife Matters.
I
Evade all questions.
Oh,
Okay, so what place are you trying, Julie?
Okay, so this is something you can try with me, Marie.
Really?
We have a new French bakery in Franklin, in downtown Franklin, called I think it's called Perrin.
Oh.
And it just opened right before I left on my trip, so I haven't been there. But it's billed as a European bakery and cafe. And I looked at the menu, and it was the breakfast was like lemon ricotta pancakes,
Oh.
soft scrambled eggs with Boursin cheese in a croissant.
Wow.
They have sandwiches and salads, and of course a full coffee menu. And
Oh my goodness.
then they have a big bakery counter with pastries and baguettes and croissants, and it just looks amazing. And then the little patio is right there on the Harpeth River. It just looks like a little tiny slice of Paris right there.
Oh, we definitely have
So,
to go. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I want to try.
Yes. Mindy, are we enticing you to make a road trip?
I think I'm going to have to come try that. Because right now I'm trying to stay girly in my house.
Oh.
That I feel like boys are everywhere, and the conversations that are happening, I just feel like there's so much testosterone around me all the time.
Yeah.
You need to come have a little tea party.
Oh my goodness, I would love that so much. Ironically, I am starting to have afternoon tea. I didn't even put that in my list there, but yeah, afternoon tea. So I'll be asking you about some go-tos for you, Julie. Something to try. I'm trying to be at peace with this no routine situation over the summer. I'm literally trying to not look too far ahead. I talk about this all the time, but this is a constant for me, is just being intentional, making the most of each day. I'm continuing to do my journaling, my gratitude walks in the morning, like, Lord, for this day, what purpose do you have for this day? And so that is the attitude I'm trying. And I also am trying to let go of some of my rules, like when I go to sleep, when I eat my food. I really can be very robotic about my routine, which is why I have a hard time letting it go.
Right.
And so I really want to let it go and enjoy the people this summer. And I need to be at peace about that, like choosing a bigger life over my routine.
Yeah.
As long as you get to bed on time. Right.
If I could sleep well, I really could do everything else, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No, and that's a big thing. Like that, I know that some moms are like, "Oh my goodness, I'm so glad it's summer," but I've always struggled with the lack of routine in summer. Like, I just like a predictable day, and it takes a while to get into the summer routine of, okay, nobody is getting up at a certain time. People are eating at all different times. Activities are at different times. We're up super late. Like, it takes a while for some people to get in that mode. It's not an instantaneous switch.
Yeah. I think that's why I always liked summer, was I liked the zero structure. I liked not knowing what we were, it was just whatever we wanted to do, because with homeschooling, that all that scheduling was all on me, keeping everybody moving forward and, getting up and doing this. And it was just, it was a lot. So it was really easy to let all that go in the summer for me.
Right.
Yeah. All right. How about to be learned? What are you learning this summer?
Well,
nothing.
I had to really think about this one, but I want to learn to make other things with my sourdough starter. I took a loaf to my neighbor, and Of course, they make sourdough bread already, so it wasn't anything new.
Mhm.
But he said, that he was trying to learn how to make pizza dough from his sourdough. So I said, "When you get
Okay.
that down, I want you to teach me."
Yeah.
And because there's something a little different about it that I didn't quite understand. I think it takes a little longer. So I wanna try
Okay.
that. And then I saw on Instagram where this lady was making tortillas with her sourdough. Does that not sound
Yeah.
amazing?
Never heard of it, but it sounds really cool.
Yeah, she said
Yeah.
they would make them, spread them with butter and cinnamon sugar and roll them up for desserts. Doesn't
Yum.
that sound good?
That does sound really good.
So I wanna learn to
Wow.
to use it for other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I have a friend that, she got into making English muffins with her sourdough,
Ooh.
and so now she makes English muffins, like, all the time. Well, my list is literally just learn how to make sourdough, period. So, I think that that would be a huge game changer in my home. I really, really do, and so it sounds so delicious, and Marie made it sound doable.
If I'm doing it, it's doable.
It is,
I
it
just
is.
feel that way, Marie. I'm like, if Marie can do it, I really think I might be able
Yeah, you can, you
I
can.
might be able to do this. So
Well, it's funny, this morning, I'm baking bread like crazy because I wanna take it on vacation with me,
Yeah.
and I have burned 2 loaves of sourdough bread. Do you know how distressing that is? Because it's a 24-hour process, it's money, it's time, and I was sitting out at my on my porch, and I really said, "Okay, God, what do I need to learn from this? Because this is so frustrating." Because I had set the timer, and I wanted it a little more brown, so
Mhm.
I took the lid off and left it for 2 minutes while I went outside.
Oh,
Go in 20
no.
minutes later, and I hear the thing, it's like, "Why could I not remember that?" And that happened last night, and it's because I
Ah.
get distracted.
uh-uh.
So, I
Oh.
don't know why I don't know where my mind is, but it's not on the bread, and so I've
Oh,
learned
Yeah.
I
goody.
have to set a timer on my phone and carry it around with me. So I'm learning how to.
I know. I'll tell on myself, though. This is about setting timers. So I've been making steel cut oats in the evening a lot. Well, how I make them is it says you put, your oats and your milk in a pot and you bring it to a boil for 1 minute and then you let it sit in the refrigerator overnight. And I don't want to dirty up another pot, so I usually just let it cool on the stove and then put the whole pot that I cooked it in the refrigerator. Well, I tell myself I'm going to remember to put it in. Or I'll go out to the kitchen before we go to bed and I'll notice it on the counter. I don't know why I can't just set a timer. So I've had to throw away multiple pots. Well, it happened again 2 nights ago at like 3 in the morning. I think, did I put the oatmeal in the refrigerator? And then I think, no. So I sneak out of the bedroom and there it sits. And I had made it like 9:30. And so I thought, I'm just going to put it in the refrigerator and I will worry about whether I'm going to eat it in the morning. So then I'm Googling, how long can you leave out hot milk? And of course, everyone says 2 hours. And I'm like, oh, I
Oh, I
don't know.
think it's probably okay.
And then I get on Reddit and you have real people saying, oh, I make my oats in the morning and don't eat them till 3 in the afternoon or whatever. I'm thinking, all right, well, these people in real life aren't necessarily doing the 2 hours. So the next morning I ate it and I also gave it to Steve. And I remembered you doing this a couple of months ago, Julie, like throwing away your whole meal.
Yeah.
And you were saying like, well, it's really not a good day for me to be sick. And you go, well, what is a good day for me to be sick? And I thought to myself, I thought, well, is this a good day to be sick? Well, no day's a good day to be sick. But I
No.
really don't think I'm going to be sick. Like my gut says I will be fine. And we
Right.
were, and I even had it again this morning. But all that to say, 1, you can leave it out longer than 2 hours. But 2, will I just go ahead and set the timer? Why do I think that I don't need a timer? Like, why do I consistently make the same mistake and still won't correct it?
I know.
Because you're not alone. Because 'cause we're all doing it.
Yes, I mean, like, the bread, I set timers, and then I walked out and ignored the timers. Like, I need multiple timers. And I was
Yes.
I was telling Mindy that I'm doing my continuing education now, and I've waited till the last month, so I'm trying to hit several a day. So I started setting timers on my phone. So last night I had one at 7 o'clock, and you have to be on time because they don't let you in the class. It's an
Oh,
online class.
uh-huh.
So at 10 till 7 during dinner, I said, "Oh, I need to finish up because I've got my class at 7." Finished up dinner, started helping my mom clean the kitchen. It's 7:10, and I thought, "Oh my gosh." So I tried to get in the class, they locked me out, and I missed it. So I will have to set my timer literally 1 minute before something starts. Because if there's a 5-minute gap, I'll forget it again.
Oh my gosh. And the same thing happened to me last night. It was the first night of our Bible study meeting. And I never go places at night typically unless it's like with the family. Well, I had told Bryce it was on our like shared calendar. It started at 6:30. And throughout the day, I proceeded to ask him what he wanted to do tonight. He's like, "Don't you have Bible study?" And I'm like, "Oh, yeah." And so finally, he told me to set a timer. So I set a timer. Well, then I was like, "I'm not gonna forget." I turned it off. Why are we so mental? I mean, I did make it to Bible study,
But only because of Bryce.
only because he was like, I was about to full on do a full body shower, wash the hair. I mean, can you imagine if I had like gotten in the shower and then showed up sopping wet because I forgot?
Oh, it's just so hard to we think we're going to remember. I mean, it's
Yeah.
terrible.
But we're not.
I was out walking in the neighborhood. I put my sourdough bread in the morning, lots of times before I start my walk. Well, I'm talking to one of the kids on the phone, and my bread's in for 55 minutes. This should be more than enough time for me to talk and get back home. And I'm out a couple blocks over, and this timer goes off, and it's interrupting my conversation. And I think, what the heck is that timer for? And I just hit off. And then I get home, and I'm like, oh, it was for the bread.
Okay, this is making me feel so much better.
Yes.
I also need to not only have a timer, but I need to write bread on it, because when it pops up, I'll tell myself, what's this stupid thing for? And just turn it off.
I know.
My gosh.
That's pretty bad when we can't even remember what it's for.
Like, why did I set a timer? I don't know. Turn it off.
Okay, I'm not losing it. Or else we all are. I'm not sure.
We have all lost it.
What we're going to be trying this summer is we're going to be trying to set timers. We're going to see if that helps our life out.
I have a suggestion. Since the three of us can relate, I'm pretty sure our listeners are relating with this conversation. I think that along with the I'm a fan, we should also start doing what did you forget? This week, what did you forget?
What did you burn? What did you lose?
I know.
What did you...
Yes.
All right. Well, to be completed, what are you hoping to complete this summer?
Okay, so I totally am thinking about Frankie Heck and the episodes where she's getting her lanai and she's sitting out back. Okay, so that's on my mind because I want to kind of make over my back porch. And so I'm seeing myself with my, Frankie Heck lanai. But so that's just going to take, I'm looking at outdoor rugs. I'm creating some spaces out there. I actually need to replace some lounge chairs that we got at Costco like 15 years ago that have just now bit the dust.
That's
like
amazing.
They were amazing. And so I need lounge chairs because part of my porch is open, part is covered. We have some fans there. We have some plush rocker gliders, recliners that we got at Costco. I mentioned those before. And so anyways, there's just a lot of spaces that I can make with this outdoor room. And so one thing that I'm thinking of, I haven't decided on, is if I actually want to put a little pool on my back deck. Like a kid pool.
Kiddie pool? For like your feet or?
No, like I'm going to sit my butt in there.
Oh.
We must see pictures of this.
Yes.
I want a pool so bad. And so
Bryce, get this woman a pool.
I know. Listen,
we might have to start calling you Frankie at this point.
This is terrible. But look, I want to go from under the covered porch to my outdoor lounger that's in the sun to my pool where I cool off and then I can get out and sit in a lounger again. I mean, doesn't that sound awesome?
Yeah. What about like a hot tub and then you just put it on the coolest temperature?
I just don't want to. I don't know. That doesn't sound good to me.
No. Okay.
The hot tub situation. I need it to be easily removed. because I
okay.
know it is for a short season
Right.
of summer.
Sure.
And so I want something that I can empty the water and I can refill it and I can take it off the deck if I want to and I can put it back and fill it up if I want to.
Yeah.
So almost like my food, like it needs to be flexible.
That is a very low cost investment, probably like $10 at any hardware store or Target. So I feel like take the chance and see if you use it.
I mean, they even have like the blow up ones. You can get a little
Yes.
bigger and I can
Uh-huh.
actually sit in a floaty with my water or my coffee.
Okay. Yeah.
Listen, nobody can see me back there. I'm only telling you this because we have a private backyard. I will have a bathing suit on though.
Okay.
Good to know.
Just FYI. We are not
I'm
empty
assuming
nesters.
this will not be a shared pool with other people in your family. Like it's
I might
mom
let
in there and
Abby.
that's it. Okay.
It might fit 2 people, but it might not.
Okay. Well, I think we had to be started on our list. All right, what are you guys starting?
Well, I've already mentioned that this was the summer to attempt quilting.
Oh, yeah.
So I leave for the beach on Friday, and I'm going to take my fabric with me.
Great.
Because I don't know if you know anything about quilting, and you go into a quilting store, they sell a lot of pre-cut fabric. You know, you can buy all the coordinating fabrics, and it's already cut into squares.
Mm-hmm.
But since I'm using John's shirts, I have a little extra work. Like I have to get all those shirts cut into very precise things. So that's kind of not the fun part to me because you don't really see any progress or,
Mm-hmm.
So I thought if I could do this at night or on a rainy day, then when I get back, the fun part could start. So that's
Yeah.
my plan.
All right. What are you going to try to start, Mindy?
Nothing.
Okay.
I'm not even kidding.
Yeah. No, I don't think like there's seasons of
That's
life where
okay.
summer is not
Yeah.
the time to start something. I think that when
Mm-mm.
you have kids at home all the time in the summer, that is not the time to start anything. Like you can
Yeah.
maybe continue what you've been doing, but it's not the time to
Yeah.
start new things.
Yeah. I do feel this sense of life is going to be changing in the near future. You know, like we're coming up to his last year. So I do feel this like awareness
Mhm.
that the future will be changing
Yeah.
like a lot, but it hasn't yet. So
Sure.
for now, here I am in the daily trying to find, that peace and purpose in the daily, making the most of these moments. So,
Mhm.
Yeah.
because I don't want to be crying or
Savoring.
Yeah.
savoring. That's right. That's what I'm doing.
Are there any good movies that you plan to see this summer? I feel like a summer movie, get out of the heat, air-conditioned theater. What do you plan to see this summer?
Well, I looked at what movies were coming out this summer, and I didn't see one that I was interested in, except for 2 re-releases. They're going to re-release Jaws on June 20th,
Oh.
and it is one of our all-time family favorites. I mean, we watched it every year at the beach, and I know David saw it at the Belcourt Theater. That's kind of like a hip, place to see re-releases and indie movies and stuff. And he said, I think he saw it on July 4th, and he said the theater was filled with people screaming and jumping at all the scary parts, like they had never seen it. It was all these young people that had never seen Jaws.
Oh, cool.
And he had never seen it on the big screen, because he just saw it on TV.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it would be fun to go to the theater and see a movie like that because I probably didn't see it in the theater when it came out, because I
Yeah.
was too young. And then also, this is the 60th anniversary of The Sound of Music.
Oh. Okay.
So they're going to re-release that into the theater, and it's been fully restored and remastered in 4K with an enhanced audio. And so I just love to see that. I don't think I've seen that on the big screen either, because it came out in the year I was born.
Yeah, that wouldn't happen.
Yeah. So, nice indoor, cool movie theater with the reclining chair and my favorite movie of all
Yes.
time. So I think
Yes.
that's something I'm going to have to do.
I'm glad to know about that.
They didn't give a date yet. They said mid 2025. So,
Oh, got it. I'll be watching for that.
yeah.
Well, then I'll throw these out there because these are 2 big blockbuster movies that if you have teenagers or boys or whatever, they might be interested. But we did see Mission Impossible. It's the Final Reckoning or something like that with Tom Cruise. So my family loves those kind of movies. And then the other one we're going to have to see is Jurassic World. It's a new cast, and so we just love all of the dinosaur movies. So
Okay.
I do like those. Yeah. I didn't know. So is it a remake or a
it's a new one. And
Okay.
so it's a new Jurassic World. And I just remember playing the theme song when I was in high school and played the flute. And we played, at that point it was Jurassic Park, but I had one of my sons always loved dinosaurs, and he still, as a teenager, like we still enjoy watching dinosaur movies. So
I did see one movie. I looked at like all the movies that are coming out, read the different. There was not. I didn't see the two that you mentioned, Julie, but I did see the ones that you mentioned, Mindy. And it's not like there weren't movies coming out. I mean, even ones that people would probably want to see, like there's going to be another Karate Kid. Like there were nostalgic movies, but probably the only one that I'll actually pay money to go and see is the Smurfs, because that is coming out and I want to take my granddaughters because the Smurfs was my favorite cartoon growing up.
Oh my gosh.
So I probably will go to see that on
I couldn't
some
get through the
matinee
preview.
afternoon. I know. It's funny how, like, if I want to show them something that I liked, then I'm more willing to do it. So, yes.
That's funny. Well, that was my favorite cartoon as a child too, Marie. But for some reason, when we went to see Mission Impossible and that preview came on for the Smurfs movie, I was just like, oh, no, no.
Only if you want to take another little kid. Like, no
There you go.
adult is going to want to go to see the Smurfs. But I was thinking about even ordering, like, on eBay some little Smurfs character, like, figurines that they could hold during the movie because they like stuff like that.
Maybe you could get some slippers that are Smurfs and
You
wear
never
those to
know.
the
That's
movie.
true.
Oh, my.
All right, let's move on to go. Where are you going this summer? Well, the first place I'm going in a couple of weeks is to work all week in the kitchen at a camp in upstate New York. And my girls work there all summer, and this is their last summer to work there before they are graduated from college and have real jobs. So I'm going up to experience 1 week of camp life, and I'm excited about it. I mean, they've been going there for years, and usually we just drop them off and pick them up. But this time I am going to go up with another friend, and we are going to work in the kitchen for a week. And then I'm going to be home 3 days, and then I'm going to go on a 10-day trip to Europe with my daughter, who has the 3 grandchildren, just her. Her husband's watching the 3 kids, and some other members of my extended family. We're kind of meeting from different areas of the country over there, and we are going to see Prague, Vienna, and Krakow. So those are places that they picked, and once I started researching them, I was like, oh, those will be so cool. And I'm excited about them. And I think there's 11 or 12 of us traveling together, meeting up and going around to the different things. So it'll be a large group, but I think we're going to have a lot of fun. So I'm really excited.
Wow.
That'll be fun. You'll love Vienna. That was where Molly lived in college that semester, and we visited. It's really a neat city.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So it'll be a busy travel for like 3 weeks, but it's all things that I'm excited to do.
Well, that's amazing. I'm not going many places. We're actually having all of our kids come here, and we're going to be doing a staycation. And so I have talked about this before, but we know how to do it well. And we're all excited about it. But so our planned activities are we're going to have some girl stuff and some guy stuff. And then we're going to do some shared things together, be out on the lake. We live on a beautiful lake, West Point Lake. We're going to be going horseback riding.
That sounds fun.
I'm hoping there's no injuries.
Yeah.
But we're right next to Pine Mountain, Roosevelt State Park. And it's a beautiful park, and there's just a lot to offer. And so we're going to make the most of that.
Oh, that's going to be great.
That sounds fun.
It sounds really fun. Like when you think of a staycation, I think the key is planning fun activities, and it sounds like you've done that.
Well, and it's kind of hard because, like, I was telling my fitness class this morning, like, I'm going to be out next week. And they're like, where are you going? And I said, nowhere.
Well, you'll be out and about.
I said, so if you see me around town, don't worry. But we have all of these very intentional plans. Like, all of my kids have taken off work. So we have taken off work.
So cool.
And so they're like, okay, we'll just come to your house for that workout then. I'm like,
well, it sounds like you have have a lot of cool stuff to do right there.
We do have a lot of plans. And so we very much are intentional. And so the food, I mean, it's all planned like a vacation, but our house is so comfortable and sets everyone else
Mhm.
up well. Everybody has their own space and bathrooms and things like that. So it's just kind of the best setup for 7 people.
Yeah.
But
That's a
yeah.
great idea.
So definitely out, and definitely also people are gonna see me around town thinking I'm just skipping out.
Oh, well, I feel like a lot of my travels already has happened or is about to happen, and then I'm gonna have to think of something for later in the summer. But I just got off of a camping trip in Colorado with Girl Camper, and if you remember, we've interviewed the founder of Girl Camper, Janine Pettit, before. I think back in 2020,
Mhm.
and I would love to have an opportunity to talk about this trip in more
Mhm.
detail sometime because it was really amazing. And then so Friday, I go to the beach with my family, which is something we've done pretty much every year of our married life. And so last year was my first year without John being there, and it was on our anniversary. And so it's hard going back to familiar places because the loss is a little more
Mm,
obvious, but I
Mhm.
think it's still good. Like,
Mhm.
we've had so many memories there that it's almost like a second home,
Mhm.
We're
Mhm.
so familiar with it. Um, and then I just planned my end of the summer camping trip with my cousins. We got the date nailed down. We're going to Red River Gorge in Kentucky, and I'm just really looking forward to spending some time with them in a place they love.
Mm. Mhm.
Um, and I just like having things on my calendar. I need things out there to look forward to.
yeah.
That sounds fun, and we definitely wanna devote a whole episode to the girl camper trip, Julie, because I know you're gonna have some fabulous things to share.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right, to wear. We left this fun category till the end because I know that Mindy's gonna have a lot to share. I will say that having a big trip to Europe, I have actually summer shopped a lot more than usual. And I've summer shopped for cuter things than usual because when you have a place to go, and I've actually bought a lot of them at Target online. I don't know if they're always in the store, but like I got like 4 really breezy, lightweight dresses that will roll up real small in my suitcase, and I
Mhm.
got, like, this
Oh,
cute, like, top and pantsuit together, like, they match, and it's just been amazing, like, the things that you could find. Now, I will say that I started looking, like, right in the spring because I feel like you have to get their new season stuff just before the season starts or they kinda get sold out real quick. But I will just say that if you're looking for, some cute things that don't break the bank, I would definitely take a look at Target online. I found a lot of things this year.
Mhm. And dresses are a great idea to pack because you only have to think about one item. It
Mhm.
covers your
mhm.
whole body. One thing. You don't have to pack 2 things. You don't have to think about matching.
It's
Mhm.
true.
It's super easy.
Yeah. All right, Julie, what are you wearing? We'll save Mindy for the end because I know she's going to have some fun things.
I have a list.
Well, I'm not wearing anything fancy, but I was excited about a new pair of shoes I got.
Okay.
I got them at Binks, which is like a local outdoor outfitters here in town,
Oh.
and they're water-friendly shoes by Reef.
Oh.
And they're a
Yeah.
platform sandal,
Mhm.
with straps with Velcro, but because they're platform, I can wear them with a skirt too.
Mm. Mhm.
They're cute, but they're all rubber so that you could get them wet.
That's
So
nice.
they're really cute. Oh, and one other thing, last night I got some super cute wide leg linen pants. I've been seeing those a lot on
Mhm.
Instagram, and they just look really comfortable. So I got them for my beach trip, but I got them at Goodwill for $6.99.
Oh, it's going to feel so good wearing 6.99 pants.
I know, and I looked at the brand, and it was a brand that's no longer made. So I saw them on Poshmark and
Yeah.
eBay for like about $30,
What
used. And here
is
I
the brand?
It was CNC of California,
Okay.
and
Neat.
so, $6.99.
Oh my
Perfect.
gosh. Well, wide leg linen pants is on my list, but they were not from Goodwill and they cost a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, tell us your list, Mindy.
I'll start with the linen pants. Athleta has a great pair of linen pants. They're very, very comfortable. They actually have an open seam at the bottom on the inside of your leg. So it's just a little fun detail to the linen pant, but there's different colors and Athleta runs sales, but I love them because Target kind of did me wrong. I was always a fan of the pants from Target, but I just have not loved them the last 2 years. So if you're looking for a wide leg linen pant, I love Athletas. I have a pair of cutoff denim shorts that are my new favorite pair of shorts. And Abby gets all of the credit for these because she and I were together and she made me try them on. Then she said, you need to actually buy them. And I'm like, but I'm not going to really wear them. She's like, you have to buy them and then see what dad thinks. And so the first time I put them on, Bryce was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm looking at teenage Mindy because that's what I lived in when I was younger. Now these are like 5 inches, they're not like cheeky shorts. Like that's not who I am. No, these are they're modest, but they're just super cute. So cut off denim shorts. I love them. I got a pair of acid wash lightweight jeans for the summer.
Oh, okay.
And these jeans have been my go-to when I go to the movies, when I went to Bible study last night, because they roll up at the bottoms. They're kind of a wide leg. They're a little looser fit. They're just really lightweight and comfortable, almost to the same effect as the linen pants. But they're jeans and they're acid wash, which again reminds me of my teenage years. So it's a lighter color. They just made me so happy. So I put, a tank top and like sandals and it looks like I've gotten dressed up, but I'm not.
It looks like you remembered that you were going somewhere.
Looks like I tried, but I didn't.
Looks like your timer went off on time and you got dressed.
Yeah, totally meant to. Yeah, exactly. Of course, the summer dresses continue. I find all of my favorite summer dresses. I always look at TJ Maxx. Like don't look at TJ Maxx, even if you're running in for something else. You just never know what you're going to find. My favorite sandals are from Target. They are a flat leather, kind of skin toned sandal.
Oh.
And so they just blend. Like it looks like I'm barefoot.
Oh,
and
nice.
So I love how natural the look is, but you have shoes on. So those are my favorite sandals. And otherwise, if I'm at home, I am not wearing shoes. I love walking barefoot around the grass, being barefoot everywhere I go. And so that's what I'm wearing at home. No shoes.
not your Birkenstocks.
Well, I mean, I have to wear those when I go places.
Okay. But at home, you are barefoot.
That's the next step up from barefoot.
The Birkenstocks are in between the sandals from Target and the barefoot. Yeah. Yeah. How hard am I trying? I don't know. That's the kind of shoe I'm wearing.
Well, the Birkenstocks will be good for when you're in your pool.
Yes. If the decking is too hot, then I can slip those on.
All right. Well, we have had quite a list. I don't think there's any need to do I'm a fan today. But I hope that we do get to all these things that we're trying and starting. I know we will get to our travel, probably our movies, some of our to be read. We're already wearing some of our cool things. Cooking. I promise I will try at least one of your recipes. So I feel like this was an inspirational episode even for me. Listeners, we would love to hear from you. What are you going to be doing this summer? What are you going to be reading, cooking, wearing? Where are you going? Do you also need to set a timer? You can come and find us on Instagram at Midlife Matters Podcast, or you can email us at midlifematterspodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, I was definitely inspired. I got a new book I can read and some clothes.
I know, this was so fun.
Happy summer.
All right.
Happy summer.
All right. We'll talk to you later.
All right.
Sounds great.
All right,
bye.
We're so happy you joined us today. You can find the show notes for this episode at midlifematterspodcast.com. Also, please tell a friend about the show and help them hit the free subscribe button on their favorite podcast app. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Midlife Matters Podcast. That's where we post pictures and stories about all the things we talk about in each episode. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.